He's never been shy about speaking his mind.
He can open up a chain of hotels below. On the highway, yes indeed. In desperation, you know there'll be a cave.
For more than 2 decades, Frank Zappa has been a popular, provocative rock music performer and composer. He is definitely his own man. Anyone who names his kids Moon and Dweezil is not worried about conforming. This morning, we have a self-portrait of one of the true individuals in the music world. Actually, a limited self-portrait, because a lot of what makes Zappa what he is can't be shown on television. Frank Zappa, in his own words.
I don't want to change the way I do stuff or change the content of what I do in order to achieve commercial success. I happen to think that what I do is wonderful, doesn't hurt anybody, and it's entertaining.
Madison Avenue, where men are men and women are useful in advertisements. You are the girl.
The concept of shock, it's like an empty thrill. We don't do that. We go, okay, it's like this. Like it or lump it. Here's the real words. Here's the real words to the real idea.
Let this mind is free hands off. Mind is free hands off. Put down his pants off. Put down his pants off. And have himself a squad of a cosmic dance off.
Why is that shocking? I mean, think about it. What kind of a society do we have here? You know, you have a nation of people who go around saying all the time. They do say it. From Washington to the churches to everybody talks like that. But they pretend that if you use those words, it's ooh. That's pathetic. I mean, it really is a juvenile way to run a civilization, don't you think?
All right, two things. If Albert's going to play the solo in it, Paul should play the fills.
Just living a normal life, the way I'm normal, I could be perceived as outrageous if you compare me to a person who's scared to say or do anything because he lives his life to save his job, to blend in with everything and won't be an individual. It seems that during this part of the 20th century, if you just want to be yourself, that's outrageous. Whereas a long time ago, remember the pioneers and stuff? You know, it was okay to be an individual. That wasn't outrageous. If you weren't an individual, what were you? You know? So basically what I am is old-fashioned.
Is everybody else downstairs, Walt?
Pretty much. There might be a couple people.
Come on down. I'll give you all a pep talk before we do it.
I really do have a cool job. I do optional entertainment. I'm an optional entertainment impresario.
Now here's something you don't see often. This is where rock and roll groups eat. And this is what they eat. I mean, not Michael Jackson, of course, but, you know, our kind of a band eats things like this. With ketchup on it.
I have no problem whatsoever selling a lot of tickets or selling a lot of records. I would be absolutely delighted if my ticket sales were immense and my record sales were immense. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I think they should be, but they're not because the material doesn't get played on the radio. It doesn't get television exposure. So it doesn't make me want to slash my wrist.
Yeah, at the beginning, how do I know everyone's ready?
You ask them.
I can't see everyone.
Well, you ask them, you go. Is everybody ready?
It's okay for me to say to myself, yeah, you're a failure. Because I know there's so much of what I would like to be able to do, it's just not going to get done. I'm not a miserable failure. I'm merely a failure.
There's a nutty little weasel about 3 foot
6'9", face puffed up from crime and life.
The thing about communicating with people is you have to talk to them in the language they understand. You can't always talk to them in the language that's easiest for you, okay? You have to change the message in order to get it across. And then whether or not it gets across depends on whether or not you are provided with the tools to transmit the message. So this is one tool, and here comes the message. The emperor is not, probably never has been, and I doubt whether he will be in the future, wearing any clothes.
And if you don't know by now, it's a mystery.